My dear child, listen closely. I see the quiet place you stand in, and I know the weight you have carried in the silence. Something massive has just shifted, and it's time you understood the truth behind what they thought was finished and what this moment truly means for your current position. Those who quietly distance themselves from you now carry a quiet weight of sadness. What they were certain was your end turned out to be the moment their own regret began. And yes, they are troubled now, not because you're absent from their lives, but because you are living in a way they never imagined possible. Their tears are not for your departure, my beloved one, but for the vibrant life you now possess, a life far beyond their limited understanding. You sensed a significant change approaching. They chose to occupy themselves with fleeting things while you were moving toward a time that would expose the hollowness behind their false ways and lead them to a hidden sadness. And now that time has arrived. A deep shift has occurred, not mainly impacting you, my child, but unsettling their understanding of things. It is a sharp, difficult realization that pierces through all the masks they wore. They shed tears in private, in unavoidable hidden spaces behind closed doors within the world they made for themselves by excluding you. They actively sought to lessen you. They didn't just leave, they did so with disdain. They acted negatively towards you, all while taking from your inner self like those who take things secretly in the dark. They saw your spirit as a weakness and your willingness to be open as something to take advantage of. When they finally drew away from you, they left not humbly but with pride, certain they had won. Now that same pride feels heavy, my precious child, because something important has happened. Not because of what you said, but entirely because of the person you have grown into. You have reached a state they cannot access, ascended higher, showing qualities they insisted you didn't possess, and much more. And what they once dismissed now remains with them, a persistent memory. Your presence is sensed where you are not physically present. Your essence echoes in places they thought were exclusively theirs. They watch silently now, seeing how matters are unfolding. And what disturbs them most is remembering. They recall what they said, what they did, the realities they wouldn't acknowledge. This memory troubles them profoundly. They weep now, my child, not because they miss being with you, but from understanding how wrongly they acted towards you. They didn't just lose a connection. They lost their own inner peace, their own possibility for development, their own way ahead. You were not just a passing presence. You were the path to the very things they claimed they desired. Now they see those things coming into being, and they are not included. They weep in secret because their sense of self-importance keeps them from admitting they were wrong. Their pride prevents them from acknowledging they released something valuable. For now, they grasp, my child, you didn't just get better. You grew into someone they no longer know, someone they cannot access. Peace was something they sought, and now they are reminded that you carried it within you. They longed for loyalty, and now they see it was with you. They wanted success, advancement, balance, but they broke the bond that would have guided them there. And the way events unfold makes sure that truths become clear when the moment is right. It ensures they hear the silence that came from what they did. Every good thing in your life now, my precious child, every fresh opportunity, every bright moment you encounter, it plainly shows the truth they tried to conceal. You were not the difficulty, you were the way forward. And now their regret is not a far-off idea, but something deeply felt within them. It's not easily spoken. It's the kind that disrupts their rest, that makes them revisit your path with a forced composure, that causes them to look back at past exchanges, seeking any hint of weakness in you, that keeps them silent because speaking the truth would mean admitting you were right all along. They didn't value your light. Now they see it as something they cannot reach. Now, without you, they are less than they were before. They thought they were discarding something without value. Now they find themselves unable to move forward, held in place. This isn't about some grand consequence. It's simply the result of what they did. This isn't about getting even with them. It's about understanding arriving for them. This isn't you showing yourself differently now. It's them finally seeing who you truly are. Let them have their tears, my child. Let their sadness be proof of the truths you embodied when they thought you were unimportant. Let them stay in the stillness they said they wanted, because a deep change has taken place, not just for you, but for them. And now they realize your strength wasn't born from needing something. Your stillness was because you were being made ready. And now you are the clear reality they cannot overlook. Your name is known widely. Your light cannot be dimmed, and their sadness cannot be halted. They thought your path was finished, but you were only paused. I arranged that pause, my beloved child, not for their sake, but to make you ready. They genuinely thought your path had concluded. To be clear, they felt a sense of satisfaction in what they saw as your failure, perhaps in silence or even openly when you were not present. They saw your periods of quiet and thought you had quit. They misunderstood your pause as a final halt. They confused your stillness with feeling beaten. But they did not grasp that your delay was not a conclusion. It was part of my design. And now that very delay has become what they fear most, my child, because you did not stay concealed. You came forth. They found happiness in your absence and made quiet, hurtful comments. And you kept your nerve. You let them have their short season. But staying quiet does not mean surrendering. Great strength often builds without drawing attention. And that is exactly what was happening. You were being made strong in unseen ways, growing in stillness, and kept secure by something much greater than their words. Now they weep, my child, not because you are no longer with them, but because the life you now live plainly shows they had no authority to say your story was over. Understand this, my child. They thought your pause meant you had failed, but I placed that pause upon you like holding back a crucial element until the precise moment it was needed for a major turning point. You were intended for this particular time. You were not held back. You were being positioned accurately. They could not see this, my precious child, because their limited perspective could not understand the greater purpose. Yes, there were moments, weren't there, my child? Times when you felt the sting of uncertainty. You wondered if perhaps they were right about you. You questioned if you truly were the person I created you to be, if you had stumbled beyond recovery. That was precisely their intention. You see, they hoped to plant seeds of doubt so deep they would choke the very path I laid out for you. But you must understand this truth. You cannot abandon the purpose woven into your being. You may pause. Yes, you may feel deep sorrow. You may walk through pain, but you will not be shattered. And when you emerge from those difficult times, you will carry a quiet strength they could never have imagined. You are not held back, my precious child. You are not falling behind. You are whole. You are being prepared for a time when your presence could no longer be ignored. Those who stood against you now feel a different kind of pain. They weep because they realize their early celebrations were mistaken. They declared an end that simply did not arrive. They missed the deeper truth. What seemed quiet and still beneath the surface was actually taking firm root. My child, you have become the person you were meant to be, and the untrue things spoken about you are now reflecting back upon those who spoke them. Some even secretly wished for your difficulties. Let's speak plainly, my beloved. The truth was simpler. They were afraid. They sensed the calm power within you. Even when you were still and quiet, you didn't need to strive or force anything. Your very existence was enough, and that made them uneasy then. Now it brings them sorrow. Amen.